That's the topic of today's video, guys. If you're in your early 20s and you're super alone, how to navigate that, how to overcome it, how to evolve from it. So with that being said, I'm about to get to yapping about it. And I have my gallon of water right here. Let me have that open because okay, so there is two types of loneliness, two of them that you will experience. Because once you're walking that path of loneliness, because I mean, you don't choose it, you feel it, and it happens to you whether you want to or not. You know, if you clicked on this video, it means because what you're going through. So there's two types. First, it starts off as isolation on the negative scale. First, it's isolation, and I mean that's the most painful, it's one most hurtful one. You feel alone, you feel like you got nobody, you feel like nobody understands you. It's isolation, it's painful. You try to find activities to do, and there's no one you can call on your phone. You're just like, fuck, you go do things, you feel alone, right? You feel it, and it hurts. It hurts. It's the pain you feel in your chest, it's the pain you feel in your heart. And then even when you try to communicate with people, or say you find a special someone to grow a connection with, that loneliness turns into insecurity because you start thinking, damn, this person might leave me, or this person might see a flaw in me and might decide to leave, which ends up subconsciously causing you to do things that pushes that person away. And all it does, it validates you. It validates your assumption of, fuck, I'm alone. You can't validate that assumption. When you're going through isolation, on the deep esoteric term, what isolation is where your shadow work and the shadow pressure you feel of your life is crushing and weighing down on you. That's the one side. Remember that, because I'm gonna come back to that. The second one is solitude. Eventually, you evolve from isolation into solitude. And what a moment of solitude is, because all it takes is one, you can change it anytime you want. Because when you're in solitude, you're not trying to escape isolation. You're not trying to fight it. You're not trying to, it's no longer breaking you, it's shaping you. Now, with this period of your moment of solitude, remember this, guys, everything in this life is temporary. Even your life here on Earth, on Gaia, Mother Earth, I have Gaia tattooed on my face. Even here on Gaia, Mother Earth, it's temporary. It's not stamped. It's temporary. These emotions you feel, these feelings you feel, they're all temporary. So what ends up happening is, it's going to be a temporary period of isolation, whether it be 5 years, 10 years, whatever the case is. It's all temporary because it's forcing you to grow. It's forcing you to change. When you shift from isolation to solitude, you're not walking the path of handling your own weight. You're not walking the path of doing your shadow work, of self-improving and transforming and evolving out of that. Because when you start doing that, your solitude will transform into peace. Peace for yourself. It's going to be like your own natural state of peace. And when it gets to that point, it gets dangerous because you no longer have fear of missing out. You no longer seek codependence. Now it's you. So solitude is for self-improving, doing your shadow work and evolving. And by you doing that, you will naturally start meeting people. I'm not one of the people saying, oh, you're going to start manifesting people. Nah, but it will happen. You will naturally find yourself a little more confident to speak to people because you have that inner peace. You will naturally, whether you want to or not, people are going to start gravitating towards you. And by any means, however, and whatever that plays out, you will start meeting people. Certain girls are going to start getting attracted to you because you're doing the work. You're doing your shadow work. You're healing all the traumas that you had. You're healing your inner child. A lot of people out here walking around with a fucked up inner child, with a whole lot of trauma, with a whole lot of things, and they project it on people. Yeah, you may see them in friend groups. Yeah, you may think, yeah, they're cool, but it isn't a brotherhood. You know, it isn't a sisterhood. It isn't a deep, real teammate bond connection that you think you want. It isn't that. It's all friendships where they be weird to each other. Shit, if they're even in a friend group, they may start dating instead of the damn friend group, and they start projecting each other's traumas on each other. It gets deep. It gets really, really deep. Or they start projecting their insecurities on one another. It gets deep. You know? Now back to the isolation. When you're in a period of isolation, it's your own insecurities, your own traumas, your own shadow work, your own hurt inner child all weighing you down. Because some part of your inner child felt damaged, felt hurt, felt like, I'm not seen enough. Oh, I'm weird. I don't fit in with the cool kids. You know? It gets real. Me, I grew up being a weird kid, you know, dead ass. But I evolved, I glowed up, I changed, whatever the case may be. I grew up. But still, I was once that weird kid. And the inner child healing work I had to do, it really started by me listening to subliminals and then really writing down like poems or stories to my inner child, like, you know, this current version of myself loves you. You're seeing, like, I'll hold you. I will be this new version of me that makes this version of you proud, like to makes my inner child proud. And I became that. I'm becoming him. This whole life is the process of becoming, you know, and creating. And as time passed by, what I learned from my isolation from like 16, 17, all the way up until like 21. And then when I was 22, that's really when I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna heal it, like dead ass, you know. But I was like, it was like 4 good years of straight isolation where I felt that weight. And I didn't transmute it. I walked with it, and I noticed all the insecurities I would project on the girls I would try to have relationships with. I would notice all the insecurities I would project on people. You know, I noticed that my inner child was wounded. I noticed all the wounds I did have. I started seeing them. And I mean, I decided to take that path to healing it. Eventually, it evolved into my solitude. Because now, everything is okay. And I'm still alone. But I'm in this period of loneliness that is a temporary phase of my life. I'm growing. I'm self-improving. I'm trying to evolve. And it's not easy. This journey is not for the weak, which is why you're going through it, because you're not weak. You may think you're weak because you feel all this, but you're not weak. And don't ever let no one else tell you that, bro, because you're not weak. It takes a real strong, courageous, powerful soul with a golden heart to walk the path of loneliness and not get corrupted by isolation, bro. Isolation will turn you bitter. Isolation would make you evil. And if you evolve and change your perception of it into solitude, into a moment, a period of your life, a temporary phase of your life where you're meant to grow, self-improve, and evolve for yourself, make yourself a kinder, stronger, better person with more courage, you will pass this test of life and you will get rewarded for it. All it takes, I mean, dude, if you're into working out, and you don't even have to be, but you could do so much things. The next thing I want to talk, okay, boom. So those are the 2 main things: isolation, solitude. The next phase from solitude, once you feel like you've done enough work, you're self-improve, you feel better about yourself, you have a little more confidence, you no longer have trouble with speaking to people in social environments. The next thing you have to really do is start complimenting people randomly throughout your day. Say you're at in a bit I'm about to go to HEB. So say you go to the grocery store, right? You literally walk up and say, hey bro, I like your shoes, or hey, I like your outfit, or hey, nice hair, or whatever, or hey, I like your tattoo. Like, you gotta start saying small compliments. Start challenging yourself. Tell yourself, I'm gonna compliment at least 1 person today. And then change it to 3. By then, change it to 5 for the fuck of it. But by then, you will be comfortable speaking to people. That period of isolation, you may even start making more deeper connections, way more friends with people by doing that. You know? The next step after that, damn, I had the thought, but I forgot it. Hold on, let me drink this water. The next step after that would be hobbies. You have to start finding hobbies. And no, working out, going to the gym is not a hobby. That's self-improvement. It's not a hobby. Hobbies are things you like. What do you truly like? You know, for example, I like anime. What's stopping me from finding a local anime club, a local manga club? You know, for example, if you like working out, what's stopping you from going to a boxing gym and be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the boxing gym. You're gonna meet people. You gotta start finding hobbies. You gotta start finding things you like. And like I said, working out is not a hobby. That's my first mistake I did. You know, although you can meet cool people at the gym, but 9 times out of 10, those connections don't really last that long. Unless you meet someone really, really cool that's really like-minded, then yeah, you know. But you gotta start finding hobbies, guys, and that is how you will overcome this temporary period of life that is loneliness. Loneliness isn't meant to damage you, but you damage yourself in it. It's something meant for you to self-improve, grow, and transmute. All transmutation is turning lead into gold, turning pain into happiness, turning doubt into courage. That's what it falls down to, you know? And it's pretty much all I really want to yap about, guys. I wasn't intended to HEB with me, but I'm lucky running out of time, so I can't do that. Maybe for next time. But for today, I'm going to leave y'all on this note, though. For real. In life, in order to create progress moving forward, you cannot hold on to fear. Fear is a very strong emotion. You hold on to fear, you you make fearful-based decisions, you start manifesting fearful-based actions and fearful-based situations. And you don't want none of that, bro. It's easier said than done, but just remember that every time you feel it, every time you feel like, fuck, bro, just don't feed into it. Change the dialogue in your mind. Observe it from a third-person perspective inside of your inner mental and heartful and soulful realm. Observe it. For example, even with addictions, I need to make a whole new video on addictions too, for sure. But the basic rundown is you observe it. You don't fight it. You don't create mental warfare for yourself. For a long time, that's what would stop me during my periods of dark isolation. Was I had mental warfare. The mind, body, and soul does not like mental warfare. It doesn't like you fighting against yourself. You know. So you have to observe it and not associate yourself with it on a deeper mental, soul-filled level. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like I said, I'm about to go grocery shopping, which I really dread doing. Like, if I had the money like that, I would just order my groceries to where I'm staying. Like, I really don't like shopping. But okay, guys, I'm gonna see y'all soon in the next video. Peace.